Okay, here we go. Here's the intro video for a 13-acre property in a really cool location. This is in Shannon County, Missouri. It's west of Eminence. It's very close to the Jacks Fork River, very close to a really cool scenic overlook called Chalk Bluff on the Jacks Fork River. And this is actually um, directly across the road to the Rocky Creek Conservation Area, which is several thousand acres of land that's generally open to the public for hunting and trail riding and all that good stuff. So here's the property here. It's outlined in red. Um, Borders a creek bed along the north side. It's going to be a wet weather creek or a seasonal creek. And then it has private road access on the south side and the east side. So you can see here, this shaded area is indicating the conservation area that actually comes up right to this road. So the shading is just a little off. So I mean, literally when you're driving to the property on this road, you've got the property on the right, you've got the conservation area on the left, so you can walk directly into it, and it gives you several thousand acres of additional land to kind of use and enjoy. Let's zoom out a little bit here. I'm using the MapRight program, by the way, and if you go to our website to see the full listing for this property, you'll see um, this MapRight interactive map, which is really cool. It's useful for checking out the property, and it's also extremely useful when you drive out to the property. You just need to download the free MapRight app for your phone, your smartphone, or your tablet. We'll then email you the link to this specific map, and you have to click on that email on your phone or your tablet, and then it'll open up within the app, and that's what you want. And then not only will you have the interactive map on your screen, but there'll be a little colored dot to indicate right where you are because it uses the GPS off your phone or your tablet. So if you're making the drive out here, get all that loaded in town before you make the final, the final 10-mile trip, whether it's in Eminence or Mountain View. Get that all loaded and physically onto your phone, because then if you get out here and you lose cell service, or if the service gets weak, it'll still work on the GPS with the GPS, but it's got to be on your phone already at that point. So just FYI. But anyway, here's the property here, Rocky Creek Conservation Area here. This purple area, first of all, this is the Jacks Fork River, which is an amazing river. The purple area is the Ozark National Scenic Riverway, which gives you access to the Jacks Fork River, which flows through Eminence and then I believe meets up with the current river. So I mean, there's so much to do in this area. Um, I think before we go way out, though, we'll zoom in on the property and take a closer look at that. This base map that MapRight is using is actually several years old. So this property was logged, I don't know, several years ago. Um, and this base map doesn't show much of the recent growth since then because this is several years old. So we're bordering the creek bed for about 500 feet on the north, and then a total of about 1,500 feet of frontage on the easement roads. Zoom in a little more here. Yeah, this photo is several years old, but we've got some open areas. These piles would be probably piles of limbs that were left by the loggers, but it looks like we've got some naturally open areas. It's going to be more heavily wooded in the center. This is actually two tracts that we joined together. So it's two separately surveyed tracts, but they total 13 acres. So a really nice deal if you wanted to split one off and keep one or give one to the kids, or build a spec cabin on one and sell it. I mean, you could do that. Let's go to Topo Map, and we'll back out a little bit. One of my favorite things about this 13 acres is the way the land lays. It's extremely usable. If you're familiar with the Ozarks, you know that there's a lot of ups and downs and steep parts and all that good stuff. This property itself on the south side is basically level coming off the road, slopes down as you're moving northerly toward the creek bed, of course, but nothing that we would call steep. You can see how far apart the lines are. That indicates that it's a gradual slope. I mean, for instance, if you look across the road here, these lines are very close. That's very steep on the property on the other side of the road, down to a separate creek bed. But here on this property, just extremely usable. I mean, the whole thing, you've got a little bit of a slope, so you'll have some view there. This indicates, I guess, what you call a draw, um, kind of running diagonally through the property. That's cool for a couple reasons. For one thing, if you wanted to do a large pond, you could place a small dam in here. Um, just with a smaller mid-sized dozer, you can create a dam in about a day, and you can back up some water for a pond. Also, um, if you're looking for a property that has a spring on it, and we haven't explored this property much at all, but if you're looking for a property that has a spring, these draws are a good place to check because they tend to collect water underground. Excuse me, and that is where you can possibly find your live springs. So something interesting on that property. Go back to the Google map. Let's go back to a street map, and we'll try to show you how to. I don't know why it isn't showing the streets though. There we go. Okay. So I wasn't very prepared for this video. Here we go. Eminence is the county seat for Shannon County. That's right up here to the northeast. Again, this is the property here. Closest Walmart, because a lot of people ask about that, is Mountain View, Missouri, which is over here. So that's going to be about 15 miles southwest of the property. You got Birch Tree to the south, which is a nice little town, has a couple of convenience stores or gas stations and whatnot. Interesting thing on this map, this is showing all of that land that's open to the public is shaded, is colored. So the dark green is going to be the National Forest. The blue is conservation land, like the Rocky Creek Conservation Land, which is similar to National Forest, except it's kind of maintained by the state instead of the federal government. And then the purple is the Ozark National Scenic Riverway, which is giving you access to that Jacks Fork River over there. Conservation areas all over the place. Just a few miles to the east, we have the Peck Ranch Conservation Area, which is where the state of Missouri released a herd of wild elk several years back, and they're trying to populate the Ozarks with an elk population, and apparently it's going pretty well. And let's zoom way out here, show you where we are in the great state of Missouri. Internet is not cooperating today. There we go. Okay, so here's the property again, toward the center. If you look off to the west, about an hour and a half to the west, you've got Springfield, Missouri, which is the largest city in southern Missouri. Just about 20 minutes from Springfield, you've got Branson. Back again to the property in the center, going to the east, we've got Poplar Bluff. West Plains is a good-sized regional city as well. And then actually you're only, I believe, about 3 hours out of St. Louis. So if you live or work in St. Louis and you're looking for a nice vacation property that you can actually get to after work on Friday, this could be a good one for that. Really cool property. As always, check out our website at InstantAcres.com. You can see immediately if this is available. Or you can definitely give us a call in the office or shoot us an email at sales@InstantAcres.com. Super nice property. Large tract, very private. Switch back to the Google map. There we go. And obviously having that direct access to the Rocky Creek Conservation Area is a big plus. I mean, if you're a hunter, you can come out and you can set up your stands or blinds on your own property, but you've also got access to that conservation area land, which generally is open for public hunting as well. So, I mean, you've got just a really great situation here. But again, check us out at InstantAcres.com, and we'd love to talk to you and answer any questions you have, and we look forward to speaking with you.